You guys, welcome back to the Cali Veil channel. Thanks for tuning in with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share the video, etc., etc. Now, we all know that Asian countries like Thailand, the Philippines, Japan, and a few others are pretty much infamous for, expats and sexpats, mainly sexpats, because most of the guys that go over there are older middle-aged men, probably been broken from divorce and everything, or they're just retired. They have nothing else to do, so they seek younger Asian women in these countries. But that's not what this video is about. This is more like the breast-shaped island that the locals go to that are 10 miles away from the mainland to hope for love. So, love-seeking Thai women visit the breast-shaped island offering bras as thanks of wishes granted. Now, this was all due to unfortunate event that happened long ago back in the day. It was a young woman that was brutally murdered by the hands of her father because she turned down, well, she didn't turn it down, but the mother was against who the father wanted her to marry. So let's go down into the story before we see what these women are doing here in the picture. And obviously they're single. So people are flocking to an island in Thailand that is shaped like a woman's chest to pray for romantic luck. And see, as you can see right here, these are the two pretty much twin islands looking like, a set of breasts. So the unusual ritual takes place on Koh Nom Sao, or what they call the Breast Milk Island in Prachuap Khiri Khan province in the west of the country. The island is just 10 minutes boat ride from the mainland. So-called worshippers often arrive bearing bras as symbolic offerings of gratitude. That's crazy. Okay. So, wow, look at him. Look how he has his hands crossed. Like, oh my God. He just looks excited to see a woman's bra. Oh my God. Anyway, let's go down. The origins of the ritual stem from a tragic legend involving a beautiful young woman called Yam Doi. Her father wanted to secure Yam Doi's marriage to a Chinese ruler, while her mother preferred she marry a prince from the central Thailand area. But in a violent outburst, the father ended up killing Yam Doi and cast her body into the sea. Damn, sound like somebody has some anger issues. And see, understand something. That's why a lot of people call America land of the free, because they feel that if they move to America, they have more freedom to do as they will as an individual. So, as we all know, American culture is pretty open. Anything goes in America. You could live the way you want to. You could be a crackhead. You could be a prostitute. You could just be a straight up bum. You could just commit crimes and nobody won't care, right? I mean, I don't recommend none of that, but some of you are pretty much there anyway. So, according to the tale, one of her breasts became the sacred Koh Nom Sao, while the other formed a twin island in Chanthaburi province in eastern Thailand. Very interesting. And pretty much they're giving into the tradition. So, in hopes for love. So, as we know, we hear these stories all the time about parents angry for their child refusing to marry a certain individual. And I've had this happen to a colleague and a friend about 5 years ago during the pandemic. He was of Indian descent. Sadly, there was a girl he liked, but then his parents wanted him to marry a different girl. So I guess he ended up so distressed over it, he ended up taking his own life, sadly. So, that being said, to those of you that are even old enough to begin with, you remember this case. This was on America's Most Wanted when it was still a thing before they took it off the air and brought it back. But this guy right here, I remember when this first happened. It was about, this guy had 2 teenage daughters at the time. So this happened in the mid-thousands, early to mid-thousands. So he was arrested on January 1st, 2008 of the fatal shootings of his daughter. He was like a taxi cab driver. And he was very controlling. And after he killed his 2 daughters, he fled with his wife. They found, I guess he had went to Egypt and came back, but they ended up finding him. He was captured in the town of Justin, Texas. I thought this happened in New York. I don't know why I was thinking about New York, but he pretty much micromanaged his teenagers. He was always looking, recording who they were talking to, guys. He didn't want them having boyfriends or anything. He was very controlling. And pretty much the mom pretty much knew about all the abuse. But as we all know that in these, of these ethnic descents, the man pretty much controls everything. These are very controlling cultures. So I guess he was of Egyptian descent. I thought he was Indian. But the background of the family, yeah, that's too bad. That's too bad. So they found him, and now he has life in prison. Bottom line. But yeah, like I said, most, a lot of people in America wish that they were from more traditional families, but there's a lot of toxicity with these traditional, cultures as well, sadly. Nobody wants to be told what to do, so you move to America, right? Well, sometimes when you move from these Middle Eastern countries to America, that culture is pretty much still locked in chain. So that's not really going to change if you're close to your family and you're in America. So that's just my take on that. So yeah, it's crazy. And that's why a lot of people are going to countries where they could participate in feminism. Do whatever the hell they want to, Sex and the City and all that. But there's another thing that's going on too in Thailand. Rent a wife for $200. Short-term rentals, just like cars. I mean, what direction are we headed in towards the society? Anyway, we're going to check that video out next. This is Kai LaVale. Don't forget to tune in, and I'll catch you on that video. Peace.